Basically, here's what happened. For the first time ever, I went live on Instagram. So if you have my Instagram account, Travis.of.all.trades. Go there. There's an awesome video I just posted on Instagram. It's going to talk about all of this, except it's like long form. You know, it's me just shooting the crap with you, having coffee here on the channel. This meeting was not life-changing, but it was enlightening. It was not life-changing, it was enlightening. And here's why. Every year I pick a word. Let's unpack that a little bit. For the last 3 years, I've switched to the way of thinking that instead of having a New Year's resolution where you choose a big goal and you try and accomplish it, which is what 99% of maybe the United States, the world does, instead of trying to do that every year and then possibly failing and missing your goal and then being whatever, this way of thinking changes is supposed to focus on your mindset. And so basically you pick a word that drives you, and people have been doing this. I know there's probably people watching this going, oh man, I've been doing that for years, whatever, it's no big deal. And that's fine. Last year I picked intention, to be intentional. So my year for 2018 has been do things with intention, be intentional. And I feel like it really drove home a lot of things. I mean, I had a lot of personal situations last year that instead of just avoiding or pushing off so that I could drive and hustle and do what I wanted with business, I spent some time being intentional. Not just intentional with that, but intentional with myself. And I think it really does affect how you take on each day, is when you have this word plastered everywhere for a year. So we were going through some of the leadership books that he is currently reading on, and I go into a little bit more detail on the Instagram live feed. Here is why it's interesting. So check this out. We started talking about undeniable facts, whether you're spiritual or not spiritual. The concept of sowing a seed and reaping what you sow is there. It doesn't matter in what facet of life or what type of religious context you have or none. The idea that if you sow something, you do something with intention, you reap that, and then sometimes tenfold, which is where I think Grant Cardone gets his whole 10x thing nonetheless. This has been true for my life, but it's not just sowing the seed. You have to sow it with intention in the right soil, because you can sow these seeds in anything. I mean, honestly, let's just say your life goal is to become crazy wealthy, right? And this is something that we talked about in this little coffee lunch that we had. Let's just say that your goal is to become wealthy. So you start sowing the seeds of finding investment income and finding mentors and finding people to partner with and aligning yourself with strategic partners in business. And you start sowing all of these seeds to become wealthy, to get to that goal. What happens is that if you don't choose the right soil, if you don't choose the right people, if you don't choose the right context, if you don't choose the right soil, it can taint the flavor profile of the harvest. And if you drink wine or smoke cigars or enjoy produce or coffee, you know what I'm talking about. If it's in highly acidic or a different type of soil that can really boost the harvest and grow fast, in most cases, those types of coffees or flavors are not the best. They're not the ones that take on the most money, sell in the market and are esteemed products. The harvest is still there. You can still get plenty wealthy associating with, bad money and unethical practices and doing these things. But when you reap that harvest and you have accomplished that goal, you might not like the taste or the flavor of achieving that. And so there's been plenty of opportunity for me to, take on some of that stuff. And for the most part, I've avoided all of it. And there's something to be said about farming in organic soil, sowing your seeds in the right places with the right people, taking the right risks, the right opportunities. Because when you get to the top, when you reach the goal, the summit, the part of the mountain that you have said, I accomplished what I've accomplished. When you get to that point, you want to be able to take that step back and really just enjoy the fruit. So it doesn't taste sour, it tastes great, and you can just relax and share that with your friends, knowing that it came from good soil, that it's a good product, and that everybody's going to like it. There's something to be said about sowing your seeds in good soil. But the most enlightening thing, and we'll get to my word for 2019 here in a second, and that is to be the good gardener. And that sounds so simple, right? Duh, you have to garden in order for do so. You have to water it. You have to do all the things, till the land, plant the seeds, water the thing, make sure that it's all good. But as a gardener, as sowing the seeds of my dreams, part of who I have left behind, the best way to describe all of this was from this one statement that my friend said, my business partner said. You can't forget to weed the garden. You can fertilize it, you can put water down on it, you can be a fantastic gardener. But most gardeners forget that when you have good soil, weeds will creep up. Weeds will slowly weave themselves around the stems up into the fruit and choke out the dream, choke out the harvest. And man, I cannot explain to you with any type of other context except that is how I felt. That everything that I've been trying to communicate on these videos was summed up with that one metaphor. I have been a piss poor gardener when it comes to weeding the garden. In real life and in my contextual life, I have let the small weeds, the weeds of doubt, of self-esteem, of, depression, of anxiety, of, those small weeds that can just be a single small question that happened in your life, take root and grow and drown out the thing. So when I finally peeled all these onions off of my life and am now who I am right now, I got rid of the weeds. The weeds are no longer in my garden. I can finally see all the things I've been working for. It's not that I haven't been sowing seeds and planting the seeds. It's that I've just let them be drowned out and squished and hidden by all of the weeds. And once I got rid of them all, once I decided these no longer are allowed in my garden, the fog cleared, the crap cleared, and I could see the harvest. And it was right there. I knew how many more seeds I had to sow. I knew which plants were ready to be harvested so that I can sow different seeds and plant new seeds in their place. And that's where I am right now. That's what I'm trying to communicate to everyone that's watching this, is that big things happen when you clear the weeds, the crap, the garbage out of your life. And you start being a good gardener with good soil. So anyway, my word of this year, to bring this all full circle and end this thing, my word this year is execute. I'll talk about that in different videos. I talk about it a little bit more in the Instagram stuff, but executing the mission. I have all of these files, right? So in computer coding world that we have, you actually have to run the script, execute the code. And that is where I'm at currently. I've compiled it all. It's all working. It's all beautiful. All of the files and packages are there. I just have to send the package. I have to press play. I have to execute. And that's why we're doing these videos. That's why I'm so excited that you're coming along, because you get to skip all of the planning and frustration and stuff that comes with starting businesses and being a dreamer, being a Enneagram number 7 that I am. Get through all of that, and you get to see all the good stuff, the meat and potatoes. So I hope you like it. this year in 2019, we're going to execute. See you tomorrow.